Good morning, welcome to JDcars and welcome to yet another Redline video. This is what, like the 5th one now. But anyway, I thought I'd do something a little different because whilst I can't afford anything here, for the day we're going to pretend we can. So my idea is I've got £1 million to spend on any car. Now I can spend that on either one car or spread it across a few. But we're going to take a look around, see what we can get. So let's start with the supercar end of the scale, and I'm going to, whilst it may not be a final decision, I'm thinking it's this 650 because this is like the dream spec. I mean, we've got grey, I don't know what colour it is, but with the lightweight wheels and the, if you can see that, the red calipers, and it just looks mega. Now honestly, I would actually take one of these over a 720 because I just think it's more of a classic McLaren look, especially with that interior. So yeah, I think this could be a strong contender. So this does not make it into the list because it's well over £1 million. It's like 1.5 million, but if there's a Veyron, you can't not talk about it. And whilst I've only seen two, this is easily the best one I've ever seen, because I've only ever seen that Mansory one, no, not Mansory, Oakley one, Autosport near enough 2 years ago now. But yeah, I think if you keep getting a Veyron, you keep it standard, and this blue, it's like, oh, it's just, what I like about it as well, it's like sort of, it's still like a darker blue. I mean, from a distance, if I come away, it looks black, but if you go in and look into detail, it's actually like a really dark blue, so sort of nice crossover. And then we come into that interior, and that's, I mean, as far as interiors go, that's probably one of the best I've ever seen. And then it's just, oh, that exposed engine bay with the W16. I mean, quad turbo, and there's like 6 radiators on the car, like 6. That's more than my house. And then that iconic Bugatti badge at the back, and 95 EP. I bet that costs a bit, but it's just sheer scale of this car is just, I mean, don't even fit on the lens, but yeah, it's mad. So this video just got a hell of a lot harder to make because look at all this. I mean, we need to come back to that 918 in a minute, but I want to talk about Porsches because I'm a massive Porsche obsessive at the minute, especially a Turbo S, and that spec is nice. But this is probably one of my dream cars at the minute, a GT3 Touring. Wouldn't pay 230 grand for it because that's like, what, 100 grand over list. But when you get into this, a 991.2 GT3 RS, and this spec, especially with them gold wheels. I'm not sure about yellow calipers, but then yeah, so I'll have to get that, because if you're getting one of these, you just get carbon ceramics. Then end plates on this wing just look mad, and those lights as well. And so I've had a little bit of a revised interior on these as well. Don't know if you can see that. No, I can't see that at all. Anyway, moving away from that, GT3 RS 4 litre. Now I feel like this could make it onto the list and maybe push away that GT3 RS over there, but this, because the 997 is basically my favourite generation of Porsches. Sports Classic under there, forgot to mention that. But yeah, I feel like this could be on the list because it just looks mega. It's right hand drive as well, and it's the right colour. So yeah, I think this could be on there. So as well as the Veyron, this is one of the main talking points of this whole place. Yeah, that makes sense. 918 Spyder, and I've seen this one before because it was like that when Archie Hamilton got his Hurricane, so in the cards. But yeah, and one thing to note, it's actually tiny. Like, if you put this next to a Veyron, it's tiny. It's the same size as a Hurricane. But yeah, carbon on this, like for this wing, the rear diffuser. So I stack pack this as well. But it's just, and then come on to the interior of it. Can you see that? No, you're not going to see that. Pick it up that well, but the red and the wheels, it's just, this spec is near perfect. Why did it start? So the supercar end of the budget is going to be taken between either this or that GT3 over there, but this is probably the best spec R8 I've ever seen. Like this colour, what is it, like Riviera blue I want to say? That might be a Porsche colour actually. I've no idea, but it just works so well. And I think it's just, the spec on, I'm going away from there, the spec on this is perfect. I think, yeah, supercar end is definitely taken by this. And plus that means we've got more money to spend on something else. So the supercar end of the budget is pretty much taken up by that R8, although we've got £1 million to play with and that's only 120 grand, so I feel like we could take the GT3 RS as well, so we've got about 600 grand or so to play with. I don't know, I'll put some overlays in the screen now. But coming on to the daily, and I think it has to be a 4x4, and if you're getting a 4x4 it has to be a Range Rover. So let's take a look at a few of those. So because we've got about 600k still left to spend and we're going for a Range Rover, it just has to be an SVR, doesn't it? And this 2018 model with a carbon fibre bonnet on an SVR. In fact, this whole car makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but I just love it. Wouldn't go for those wheels, I'd get sort of more of the standard wheels. Let's see if we can find, there we are. I get some more wheels like that, but in black. Although, this is quite, hang on a minute. Don't even know what body kit this is. A Spyder apparently. Oof. That's a pretty good shout, but I think, yeah, come back to this SVR. I think if I were going to get one, it'd be this, in this exact spec, other than them wheels, with the cream interior with the carbon bonnet. On my phone, and that Range Rover didn't have a price on it, so I'm just going to guess it was around 100,000. But yeah, I've just done the maths and we've got about 480 grand left to play with. So we've got 2 supercars, 1 4x4. So now I think we need something sporty. So I'm thinking maybe like a 911 or a Boxster, although we've still got enough for that 650, so I'm feeling like that could still be in with a shout. But yeah, I'm going to have a look at some 911s and then sort of go from there, I think. So if we're going for a Cayman, there's only one way to do it, and that is the Cayman GT4. And this is probably one of the best specs I've ever seen on that car. So let's have a look at it now. Got like this, firstly, 75 grand, so it's well within budget and still gives us about 400k left to play with. So could get them both, but yeah, this is probably the nicest one I've seen. It's like whole dark navy blue almost with the silver wheels. I think I'd get black, but yeah, it's not got carbon ceramics either. Yeah, then that interior. Can we cheat a bit and change specs around? Because we've still got 400k left. We could easily buy this and maybe put the 918 bucket seats in. Is that a thing? Can we do that? I don't know. We are doing that now. That's the new rules. But yeah, I think definitely get the bucket seats in it. But this is the sports car. So we've done sports cars and supercars. Now I think it's time to come on to sort of like a family wagon. Now, I mean, the SVR could pretty much do all of this, but you know, since we've got the money to play about, we may as well have a look. So I'm thinking this RS4, because I've never seen one of the new ones, but I'm in love with it. I mean, just, it's such a clean spec. This red is stunning, especially with those silver wheels and then a cream interior. I think, can you see that? No, you can't see that, but believe me, it is cream. Yeah, I think I'm just a sucker for anything with a cream interior, to be fair. I think they look sick. There you go, you can sort of see that. But yeah, Audi do know how to make an interior though, don't they? But yeah, I think that is in with a shout of being sort of like the family wagon, but there is an RS6 over there, so let's do a quick transition and show you that. So, RS6, this is the only thing that could rival an RS4 as sort of daily wagon, apart from maybe an E93 M5 wagon, but you know, there isn't any of them there, so this will have to do. But yeah, 2017 RS6, very nice. RS6 performance, I'm going to presume. Now the only thing that the RS4 has over this is, I can't see, but an LCD display, and for some reason they haven't put that in the RS6 yet, so presumably we're getting a new one of these, but we're going to call 70,000 just to make the maths easier. This or an RS4? I think this. So now with the RS6 we've still got £410,000 to play with, and we've found what is the best car Audi ever made, an R8 V8 manual. Not the spec I'd go for, because whilst I would have a black one, this has got the horrible looking diamond cut wheels, so I think we'd replace them and get some more standard. They're not even diamond cut actually, I don't know what I'm on about, but yeah, get some lighter wheels. But yeah, R8 V8 manual. If you're watching this and happen to own one, you know, just, my Instagram's there or my email or whatever, just, you know, slide into the DMs. Let's get a video sorted on one of these. But yeah, that just has to make the list. So we've found another RS4, and this is actually probably a better spec. Although, well, it's more of a dull spec, but you know, I think it looks a lot cleaner and a lot nicer, especially with these wheels. Although it doesn't have the cream interior. But I think the outside makes up for that. What else have we got though? Carrera S, presumably R8 GT, that's pretty mega as well. That's pretty nice. I think Paul Wallace did a video on that. Oh no, his was white. What else we got? A Cayman GTS, Bentley R8 V10 Spyder. I think if this was manual, this would be on the list, especially in white with a red interior. It's like the absolute dream spec. But yeah, that's definitely in it. What else we got? Cayman R, let's have a look at this. Yeah, this is nice, especially in this green. Oh, it's PDK. I think, can you not get a manual in these? Pretty sure you can, but anyway, it's 40 grand, so you know, we'll just stick it on there. So I think we're going to call it a day there with that rather nice yellow R8 V10 Plus, and I think we've touched sort of every aspect you could want. I mean, we've got 2 supercars, 2 sports cars in the R8 V8 manual, and the Cayman R, because, well, we just threw that in because we could. We've got the Daily in the SVR with the carbon bonnet, which looks sick, and the RS6 performance. So yeah, I think we're going to call it a day there, and let me know your thoughts on any of the cars, or whether there's something you would have included that I wouldn't. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.